sign something. Then we got a card with a number on it that says Town of Somerset. And then this is through the Department of Safety and Professional. And then we can delegate Dolman's office, and he's got his own license. He's a commercial and electrical license inspector. But there's two parts to it. There's the commercial and then there's the commercial electrical, and we didn't do the commercial electrical. I thought we were done. But then Melissa said, oh no. So then we did all that, and then they wanted to see a copy of our ordinance. So I sent them our ordinance, and there was two things that were not in compliance with their department on our ordinance. And she actually said that was pretty good, because most of the time there's gobs of things. So these are the two things. So one is regarding camping units. So you must also delegate inspection of camping units for commercial.
What do you mean by camping?
Yep,
Well, if they're being rented out on a commercial campground for,
I would think it'd be like a commercial campground,
this would be anything
No,
building that's new.
anything new, you know, like if they were gonna build a new campground. That's a kind of a separate
It's a safety.
thing for some reason, I don't know why I don't.
And then the other thing is that our ordinance said that operations must commence within 6 months or the permit will expire. That's what our ordinance said for commercial. The SPS statute, which is Safety and Professional Services, the state code says that they get 24 months after issuing if the dwelling exterior has not been completed. So we have to change that because we're not in compliance with the state. So it's giving them a little longer time for the permit to expire. So those two are the two minor things. So once we make this ordinance amendment, if we do tonight, then we send her this, and then she will review it. And then we should be able to get the delegation authority for us for commercial electrical. And then we delegated Todd so that he can do it. Because otherwise the state inspector would have to do it, and I don't think there's really one around in the area, is there? I mean, there isn't very many of them.
So I don't know where you would go.
This would be much better for Todd to be local.
It was difficult when I did that building. The only reason why I got him there as quick as I did is because he was inspecting the school there.
Oh,
Oh, you're in the.
Otherwise, it could have been 2 months.
Right,
He told me that. He said, I'm out for 2 months. So I could really. Yeah.
so this is kind of a cleanup thing that
kind of
we
a cleanup, yeah.
started way back last fall, and we did the commercial delegation part of it, but we didn't do the electrical.
Yeah. So the public hearing, so anybody from the public, anybody want to make any comments or anything? And then, but on our agenda, on our board meeting for later on, so if there's no public comment, I'll close the public hearing, 7:56. All right. Do we have a copy of this preliminary? We must have it.
No, not really.
We said we could keep that, though. We want to compare it.
They
No,
kind of,
have-
they have kind of leveled off, but we're still.
No, well, he needs to sign that. So they probably almost have to do it.
Yeah, we'll
Once
see.
I get a signed
Unless we have another one.
setting the contract.
This is what I have. So if anything changed, I don't know.
But now, I have.
So this has a lot more stuff on it.
Yeah, because they can, you know.
I
they
can
put
take
one-
a copy.
Purchase
That one,
right
this
now.
one.
So you're gonna see them.
It's gonna take me a few minutes, but I have the big.
They're actually, so you can't purchase it, leave it if they're. They gotta get rid of it. So it's kind of encouraging a little bit, because I think maybe that means lumber prices are gonna, the futures are going down.
We need to build in the deeds.
This
So I'm
one
kind of
has
thinking that
everything.
maybe they decided, hey, let's get rid of this $5.
This one we have to fill in the deeds.
Auto is $5.
Well, we're saving that tonight if we
Yeah.
get-
So maybe-
I'll make a copy. I want a copy of this.
Yes, yeah.
We'll see, but they're actually willing to they're willing to deliver it, fine, because I'm not ready for it. Deliver it when I shop, come back when I need it, and order it again. That's how bad they want it out of their yard,
Okay.
so, and to be paid for it.
That's
And
not
if
a
they're
trust
very
center.
good.
That's just, is that just the?
That's just sheet goods and 2x4, 2x6s,
Trust.
not trusses. No. But there for the whole month of May, lumber prices were going up $600 a day. So that was, so I would present a price and people would be shell shocked and sit on it for a while.
And then come back.
Come back,
It's more.
trying to save money and I had lumber that's 21 grand higher. No, I got this going.
Right.
There was some, I got yelled at quite a bit. Quite a bit, you know, I mean,
Yeah, I mean,
I would sell them at $1 a month and
Just tell them how much they lose.
I presented 10 houses last month, 200,000. 200,000. Well, I'm not talking about looking at me, you know, what do you do? I mean, you know, right? No, I mean, and no one is right now. Nobody's gonna. That's the thing, it's not just lumber, now it's wiring.
yeah, copper's what.
You know, I went to get 100 feet of 12-2, just, it was $99.
Yeah, and it was $26 2 months ago,
Yeah,
you know, I mean, it was, yeah.
Are people?
so you're starting to one out in Green Acres?
What's that?
Oh, I saw that they dropped the.
Yeah, they've got, yeah, I'm getting close,
Okay,
waiting for some permits, so. But I gotta order those, they're 18 weeks out, so I gotta order, it's a mess.
It's me first still liable, I mean, it's still.
I'm signing 2 on Friday, so. I have on paper, I have potentially 5 of these lots sold. Oh, I'm going to
thanks.
and that's at 119.
Those are ones in the back, probably in the woods, or?
Yeah. One sold, 2 sold out front, lot 9 and lot 2,
Okay.
so,
Which one is on the right? That's gonna be the hardest one.
yeah, that's gonna be the hardest one, lot 10. Yeah, you're kind of right in the backyard of Marshall's old place. But we'll see, I'm nervous about that too, because I haven't priced. Bid price a house for lot 9, he said, yeah, we're gonna wait, still wants to go ahead and buy the lot. So it'll be interesting once I get.
Is there any contingencies on when they have to go, that also?
I told them no at this point. It's just more work for me, I have to go out there and mold that stuff, and take care of it, it'd be nice to get rid of them, you know, put that responsibility in somewhere else, but.
So you're putting fiber, you put fiber in, I suppose you don't.
Yeah, there's fiber there, natural gas there, so.
Is it hard to, are they backed up to the utilities or anything?
No, we had a pre-construction meeting last week and they all agreed to the middle of the month or so.
Okay, good.
It's one, right around 20, so. I don't know how aggressive the schedule is, but they're saying it'll be blacktop by July 20, or, yeah, July 20. Wow.
How does it work with utilities? Normally, if that was an existing development, they would come in and put fiber in the street and charge so much per lot.
So they'll run a line, they'll run a loop. So they'll run down the right-hand side of the road and then loop
Come back out.
and come back out.
Okay.
And everything, the customer pays from road to home.
Okay.
Yeah, St. Clair Electric's pretty easy to work with, you know, that stuff's all paid already, they've been paid up front. Natural gas.
Pretty rough. That was a lot. Okay, so I don't know if
It's
the
all
data
yeah,
are
100 years of service.
2, 3, 2,
Free. Yeah, it was still free.
2, 4.
Every week it's something else. I got 3 houses going right now that haven't started 18 weeks old. People have a lot of reasons to be mad, so if you hear any bad things about me, I'm not doing it on purpose.
You're working a heck of a lot harder.
Yes,
Ed,
I feel really bad
This is our,
for Scotty, Eric, or my job. They're not
give me
that,
that other thing from the DNR.
they're not that rude.
I'll take that DNR thing.
How many crews do you have?
I have 38 total, I have four frames.
Did I take it? in?
Okay, well.
I'm just gonna leave this in the office so we don't get it mixed up.
Yeah,
I have one crew that used to be busy doing decks and street boards, but those are hard to sell. That's pretty much it, that's pretty much it.
Right.
Decks.
policy, order, sorry about that. 7:07, call meeting to order, roll call, all members are present, we'll have the pledge of allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Approval of agenda.
Motion to approve it as provided. I'll second.
Motion made and seconded, more discussion, all in favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carried. Any public input? Agenda on or off the agenda? Seeing none, we'll move into the clerk's report, the minutes from our last board meeting. Wednesday, May 5th. Any errors and or omissions that were noticed? If not, motions in order to approve the same.
Make a motion to approve the meeting minutes from Wednesday, May 5th, 2021.
I hear a second.
I'll second that.
Motion made, second, more discussion. All in favor, aye. Opposed, motion carried. Financial report. This is the normal totals on the first page and the receipts and expenditures that follow. Any questions on any of the bills or receipts?
Motion to approve the financial report for May of 2021 is presented.
Is there a second?
I'll second that.
More discussion? All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Building inspector report. Let's see, we have. Four new houses. And a couple additions. Any questions on the building inspector report?
Make a motion to approve the May building inspector's report.
Second motion.
All those in favor said motion, aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Next, we have the animal control. The report, so. Looks like she had one offense, so. Any questions on that? If not, we'll just move on. If there's
Who's
no-
responsible for that, knowing that they were rescue dogs for Cobazar?
So Brittany is going to be, as her report states, giving them a citation.
Station.
And I had some citation books here, so she was out of citation, so I mailed her 2 books. they were the ones that she used, so I had him hear from the last animal lady. And then, I sent them a bill for Brittany's, what is it, $209.50 or whatever, I sent a bill for her services. Because she said that she told them that they would be getting a citation and that they would be getting an invoice from us for services. What they decide to do, if they're gonna pay it or if they're gonna turn it over to Coco's, I don't know.
That was one of the questions we had, remember, when they were fostering and stuff.
It's bad, and if they bite somebody,
Well, right, that's still a major concern, that.
Well,
that's probably why they're there to begin with, you know, because they're either a running dog or
well, they got out, they were running at large,
Yeah.
so not sure who's responsible, but
They'll have to work that out, you know.
someone is, I guess.
Although it doesn't really make a lot of difference if Coco's Heart was in another township, the owner of the dog or the foster, because the foster parents of the dogs can be in any place. It could be in Somerset. So the location of the facility doesn't make much difference.
No,
but it's not, my question wasn't not so much Coco's, but is it the foster people that are responsible for the dog then, or the true owners?
Coco's is, well, they're fostering Coco, right?
Right,
Could be a.
don't
could
really
be
know, but they're
Coco.
gonna have to, they'll have
Wasn't
to work that
Coco a
out.
rescue, so it would be.
Or
It's
it's
not a-
their dog, ain't it, technically? Coco's?
I would think
I
so.
think it's their dog that these
Would
people
think
are fostering for them. That's between those two parties, right?
Yeah.
Yep, that's for them to work out. All right, fire rescue?
I'll read Travis' report for the month of May 2021. They responded to 40 calls for service, breakdowns as well, calls in the village, consisting of 10 medicals, 9 fire rescues, 15 in the township, consisting of 8 medicals and 7 fire rescues. They had 6 mutual aid calls, 5 to St. Joe and 1 in Richmond. Brings us to a run total of 169 for the year compared to 149 last year. Remember last year, we thought we were fairly busy. Month of May was a little busier with a few more motor vehicle accidents. Otherwise, still no calls of significant nature. We're currently operating with 26 regular members and 2 high school cadets. The houses will be burning in the village will be taking place later this summer and into the fall. It gives us plenty of time for training, Tuesday night training on the homes prior to demolition. Pea Soup Weekend is coming up and they will be hosting their annual pancake breakfast once again this year. It takes place Saturday, June 12th from 7:30 to 10:30. And again on Sunday, June 13th from 8 till 11. We'd love to see everyone there and have a big attendance. That's one of their biggest fundraisers for the year. They also will be selling raffle tickets with your chance to win cash prizes this year. You know, as always, you're welcome to stop in and say hi. I want to get a tour of the equipment.
Any questions on the fire rescue report?
Travis did have a question about, you know, we're gonna sell that one trailer. And they decided now that they might be keeping it until they can figure out, and they've got the one trailer out there. They were wondering if we were opposed to them leaving it out there for right now. It's totally
The one
enclosed
that's sitting
trailer.
on the east side of the building?
I said I'd ask.
Well,
Just as long as last time they had something sitting there, we had water.
yeah, we'll have to see if, that'll be interesting to see if we get it rain and it starts leaking, then we know that it's because when they used to have that truck there, we had more problems with, I don't know what it was doing there, but.
And I don't know if there's anything in it for security purposes, but
We get the cameras out there, I can't see that it's any different than us having stuff sitting.
Not bothering them.
No, I think it's.
Is the Ranger in service now?
yep,
Mhm.
I don't think they've used it yet, but it's in service.
Just about the time we got it in service, it started raining.
So, right, if there's no other questions, we're going to Parks, Rec and Planning. Jordan James, a one lot CSM off of 210th Avenue and joint driveway agreement. Find out right here. Guess it's pretty straightforward, so. We didn't have any comments at the planning, did we, other than the
Well,
joint
you
driveway?
Needs that, I gave it, it's on your tablet there, the county wanted a driveway location on the map,
Yeah,
and so he changed the map. So I put the revised map on your tablet so the driveway location be marked. And then he did get a driveway permit on Tuesday, and then Wally just noted that the ag driveway has to be completely removed, so the ditch has to be seeded there, and it needs a 15-inch culvert or something. So pretty much that was everything except for the joint driveway maintenance agreement. We didn't have that at the planning commission, but now they've drafted that and it's on your tablet for your review,
Mhm.
so that's new. The driveway's been taken care of
Mhm.
and the
So-
perk fee has been paid.
Paid, okay. So it should be good to go then, we got everything now for. Any questions from the board members?
Are you supposed to show the where it works in that?
Sorry, I didn't hear you.
You're supposed to show where it works?
The curve,
Yeah, but I thought before they approved that. isn't that supposed to be on
I think that was originally on, you've had that perk, haven't you?
there? Yes, we have, yeah.
Yeah, and I'm thinking, was that on the,
Well, it don't matter, I just know, I told that the county before they approve a lot, it has to.
yeah, but
So- The joint, yeah.
yeah, the county does for sure have to approve it, but it's not something that we require because that's not our jurisdiction. So, any other questions?
So the joint driveway has to be a little bit wider than a single driveway. Do you have to extend the culvert, or was that?
Well, he's putting in a driveway. I don't know if it required a culvert in that.
It did say
location.
on your driveway permit that you needed a culvert.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I believe it was written on the permit when
Yeah.
we received it back, that we needed the 15 with the end caps.
Oh,
Yep,
yep.
Daniel,
End
yeah.
caps. But it didn't say anything as far as,
Well,
if I look back at the requirements, I believe it was 20 feet or 24 feet
usually
as
they're
it approaches
the
the
road.
city or county road.
Okay.
Good, so it sounds like you've got it under.
Yeah, I'm.
Yeah, I'm open to, that first time I had to deal with it, so. Whatever the requirement is.
So our ordinance that we passed in 2020 says that joint driveway standards a minimum width of 20 and a maximum width of 24 feet.
Good.
Yeah, I gave them
You
to
guys
you.
given that to the planning commission for the contiguous buildable area? I'm not familiar with.
Um,
the lot.
So it's
There's, yeah,
40
it's just
acres
about all,
and 10 acres.
it's a 40-acre chunk and then there's 10 acres taken out of it. So this 10 is just about all buildable, if I remember.
Correct, yes.
It's completely
It's
flat.
pretty flat, yeah. So,
So
any
then,
other questions?
after you record this, you'll have to give me a copy.
Record with the county.
The joint driveway.
Yeah. Oh,
Once you
yes.
record it, I'll have to have a copy for the file.
Any other questions or concerns?
This isn't gonna be subdivided again, I guess, I'm.
No, and if he does, he'll have to come back in. So, yeah, it's a 10-acre out of a 40 or whatever, and so. Any other questions? Not motions in order to approve.
I'll make a motion to approve the one lot CSM for Jordan James up to 210th Avenue with the joint driveway maintenance agreement as provided.
Do I hear a second, more discussion? All in favor, aye? Opposed? Motion carried. Good luck to you.
Thank you.
You sign it then?
Um,
You want to sign? You probably do. Here, I'll give you the newest version. So this is the newest version, right? One that says common
The one
driveway.
that I gave on Tuesday.
There's no date on it, but it says common driveway on it.
You
So
didn't put a revised date?
I don't see one.
Third,
I actually only have one page of it as well. Do you have the second page of the map? It says page 1 of 2. Do you
I
have
did
page?
not.
wonder what this, what would be on the
I
second.
don't
Well,
know
it's
what would be on
usually
second page.
The second page is usually the legal description and,
I thought that was at the bottom.
no, it looks
Doesn't on
different.
this one.
It looks like, I'll show you.
Legal description is on the top, located.
Normally.
Usually they have the whole land description, they have the whole big long.
Usually has a surveyor's certification and,
Here's an example of what was on the next one.
yeah, like that second page there.
Yeah, I think, he didn't present that to me, so.
That has nothing to do with us, so, I mean, we can sign the face
They
of the
can draw
map,
this line.
because that's what we care about the most. One second.
6.
I'll put a note on there that this needs to be recorded with it.
The joint driveway. That was called joint driveway.
Shared driveway.
Shared driveway.
I'm assuming you would like the second sheet to that?
Huh?
I'm assuming you would like the second sheet to that, to complete
Well,
that.
yeah. Yeah.
Shared driveway agreement must be recorded. I can start talking about the next one, probably. Ogden. This is a 3-lot CSM off of 63rd and 160th, some of the Werman property.
Quick question, in regards to, he's not a regular surveyor that we use, and he's still including the road right away, in the lots.
And in this one,
Yeah, typically they were showing the acreage excluding all road right away. It gets into confusion when they're saying, oh, I've got 9 acres, but that includes the 33 feet in the road. And then they wonder why they don't have enough acreage to subdivide.
Yeah,
I wonder if it says,
it says excluding.
excluding road right of way. I've got it on there.
Yeah, that's probably
8.2.
9.6.
Is that maybe just the surveyor not familiar with?
Right. And the thing is, it's just the road is not deeded over then. We don't know if it's deeded
We
over.
don't know, yeah.
It just makes it a lot cleaner if the road is not included in the plot.
Yeah. That might be a good thing to remember if it brings another one. If that surveyor brings in another one, we might have to. I mean, this map's fine, but it's.
Yeah, it's not the end of the world, it just
Right,
makes
but
it a lot
in the
cleaner.
future, yeah. I guess, we didn't have extra concerns on this, on the Ogden one, Werman property.
So the county just sent the comments, was it today or something? I just got them. And they had only, that we need to approve it at the town level. The soil test is under review and you need extraterritorial plat approval from the village. So they didn't have any comments. No.
Really?
And the driveways have all been, issued. Wally looked at all the driveways and that one on lot 3 has an existing field entrance and he has a note on there that it's going to be removed. So that's written on the driveway driveway permit,
Mhm.
because, Chuck Schmidt was in with him one day. No, I think it was John Schmidt.
Tom Schmidt's the one that's lying on 3.
No, but it wasn't him that was in here. It was John. So they wanted to get some driveway permits, but, so the driveway permits are issued pending approval of these lots, but Wally went out and looked at them and said, you have to take that field one out. But otherwise, he said they're all in those places where he thought they should go, like the best places for him or whatever. So they're all plenty far apart and safe and whatever. So that's done, and they paid the park fee. None of them are joint driveways, so we don't need to have
Any
anything
agreements,
in the agreements.
Again, did the planning commission ask for contiguous buildable area? See,
Um,
it's supposed to be shown
I
on some
think
map.
they are on,
We have,
are they on the original maps that
we have
see?
quite a lot of information from Dan Kugel.
I did sort of-
He did submit it, and he also submitted all the soil tests. And, you wanna see it, Doug? I didn't
No,
put
it's
all
on
that,
the third page, and I see it.
yeah, but I didn't put all the soil tests and all this other, adjacent landowner notifications.
Well,
Yeah,
this one's the same way with the lot line going down the center line.
Yeah, it's the same person.
Right, but that's how the last one was too. The ownership goes to the 40 lines, so we show the property going to the 40 lines. And then we exclude the road easement, if it's just road easement. If it's actually been deeded over to the town, then we would exclude the road completely.
That was my question before, because normally when we do minor subdivisions, we've been asking the surveyors not to include the road right away.
yeah.
So-
He has it both on here.
No, but not shown as part of the acreage of the lots.
On my map, I don't know if we have this,
No, he's saying like if we're doing a new a new lot, is that what you're saying? A new road like what Westpark's doing? We don't show it, they don't show the,
Right.
because it's not part of the, it's not part of the.
But
lot.
this
It
one
belongs to the
says-
town.
9.4, like for lot 3, 9.401 acres, including road right away, 8.288 acres excluding road right away, right?
Okay, yeah.
Well, normally we build new roads in the subdivision, and we exclude completely the road. And we said a lot of it's coming to the road stopping. But we're butting up against existing roads that they have been deeded over to the town. that are supposed to-
This will be the last subdivision that can be done on this 40 for 5 years. Because they did the other one last, or 4 years, they had the, so they can do, they can't re-split these without doing a major.
Okay.
Any other questions?
So even if the lot is sold, let's say I'm owner of
Somebody
of
buys
a
it,
40 and I break it into 3 40s, or 4 10s, or three parcels, and then the new owner
You can
can't,
do 4 lots
Four
in
lots
5
in
years,
5
no
years.
matter what.
no matter who the owner of the property
The
is.
owner
Right.
doesn't make
Okay,
it.
it goes back to the mother person.
Yeah, it's called the
we
mother
can do a
person.
5th lot, but you'd have to do a major.
Then you'd have to do you could do a major, yes.
For
Sure.
it won't be worth the 5 homes, but you better.
You couldn't split like one more. You'd have to do a major.
Better off waiting.
Yeah.
Any other questions? Pretty straightforward otherwise too. No other questions, motions in order.
Make a motion to approve the 3 lot CSM for Thomas One property.
Do I hear a second?
Second.
Or discussion? All in favor said motion aye. Opposed? Motion carried. Next, we have, do we have to sign a map on that
Yes,
one
you
too?
do have to sign that.
You have a map to sign or?
Colin sign?
They have to build the stubs first before you sign it. That's
What?
what we did last year, when we did the rescue.
Oh,
Then they had to build the
yeah,
stubs
well,
first.
Ed could, that's another thing, you can't record your map until your driveway's in.
Or,
He can sign it, but we won't tell the count, how do you wanna do that?
Well, either way, I guess
wanna
if you
come
wanna go
back?
ahead and put the driveways in now and then come back and we'll.
Or do you just
that's
want
fine.
to sign it and trust that he'll hold
I would just
it?
rather wait.
Okay, that's fine with me.
I'll just put it in.
Yep, put the stubs in and then just,
They already have the driveway permits.
so they
yeah,
can go in,
just
yeah,
put 'em in.
they're already in, the permits are already granted,
They've
so
already paid for them and put them
they're ready to
on.
go, so they can put the driveways in and then we'll sign. That works?
Yeah, just wait.
Before you can record your map, you have to put that. He has to do the same thing, right?
Stubs,
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, there's only one.
One, yeah, put the one in there, yeah. All right,
You don't want to hold Jordan's map now, do you?
no. Developers agreement, so we have everything, got all the numbers, got. Just have to fill in some of the blanks on some of this, looks fine, I talked to Chuck today on it. So, looks like we're good to go.
So what time do you, what time does he submit the bond?
Is it spelled out in here, do you remember?
I think I gotta submit it right away.
I think you do too, because you start construction, so I think you gotta submit
I
it
think I
right
gotta
away.
do there's one for the excavation, and one for, and one for the blacktop.
Right.
Yeah.
For the
you would-
township,
Yeah,
and then I have to do one for erosion
control
control.
for
For
the
the
county.
county, because we took the erosion control out of ours because the county.
Because the
was
county
not
were
into
holding,
that,
we figured
so-
we shouldn't double.
So what we could do is we could look at we have already approved the preliminary plat. We have not approved the developers agreement. Because we were,
Waiting for the numbers and,
yeah, we were waiting, and
So-
so it could, we're gonna have to hold it until we get the bond, or?
I suppose, yeah, that's the proper way to do
So I
it.
think,
So yeah, the blanks have to be filled in, and once you get the bond, and then.
I'll talk to Joel, my banker tomorrow, I don't know if he wants a signed copy of that developer's.
Yeah.
He did last time,
Yeah,
Yep.
Yeah.
so they have something
Yep.
on their record that's signed,
Uh-huh,
so.
yeah,
That might be the case, I think that was what we did last time, and then I'll bring that back up to you with
mhm.
both bonds.
so it looks to me like,
We should have that.
Ed and I have to go down to the
What's
bank to get
The
this.
bond part is.
Well, it looks like Ed and I have to go to the bank.
We have to
get
go to
our
the bank and get
signature,
it notarized. and-
Unless Lenny says we're going to be a notary. We need to get a notary.
But I
I
mean, so
can't-
that way there's no question on it.
Yeah, I mean, we need to get our signatures notified on page 18, notarized on page 18.
I think it is in there. I think it's in there.
And
I
then
think
you
it's
need,
still
you
on there,
need to get this page notarized. Al, you need to sign,
Yeah.
so maybe, like, I don't know if you wanna go to the bank with us, or you just wanna go on your own. But you need to get your
I have a
page
notary at my office too, we could do it.
19. And then the money's in there. All the money is in there.
I would use Ed's as the original if you want, because I have all I have a copy, I don't know if you need it, but I have a copy of the DNR permit
Yeah,
and
you
everything in
gave that to
that
me.
one.
So really,
It says right here, the subdivider agrees to furnish the municipality on or before the effective date of this agreement with surety in the form of certified checks, irrevocable letters of credit, performance bond, or other such form as deemed acceptable by the municipality in the minimum amount of 120% of the cost of the improvements, and it goes on and on.
yeah, 100.
So he has to provide it when we sign.
But we could approve it pending receipt of
Yes,
that.
that's what we'll do, yeah.
And
So
when
that
you get that,
so he can keep moving
we'll
here.
get it signed after you give it to us, 120% of the cost of the project.
Wouldn't it be a little easier just to do it at our office if he's got it already?
Yeah.
Can your notary, notarize your business, like if she's an employee?
Well, you could.
Thanks, I mean, I have.
She can't notarize her own thing.
Well, we're gonna go down to the bank,
Yeah,
do it.
but she can't notarize, she has to sign it too, so she can't notarize.
You want-
Yeah.
But we
Yeah,
have
that's
one
what
of the
it
banks
is.
where-
We can do that, I can be, whatever.
Put our.
Yep.
Yeah,
So I'll find out from Joel tomorrow
Yep,
when he'll have those. I know that takes a little time.
sure. Tomorrow's Thursday, yeah,
It's likely gonna be next week, I would imagine.
yeah, if we could do it some morning or something,
Okay,
that works best for me.
right,
I'm pretty open, I think, next week in the morning, so.
okay. And then the county's asking for that first page.
Page sign,
That's the preliminary map, not the.
great.
That was approved pending receipt of that or pending approval of that, so. We approved that plat in March,
Right.
yep, March
They
3rd.
just didn't have a copy of it yet.
But we didn't have the developers agreement
Agreement.
because he didn't have the numbers for his project for the road.
So is this the copy you want signed?
Yep.
This
That's the
First
original.
page.
this front, you just,
And then the second page is actually they're calling exhibit C, I think.
The second page.
So that has to stay with that's the approved
approved.
bill.
This is probably the one you want signed. This one.
No, I guess I want the preliminary, I think, I want the preliminary one signed, because that's what they don't have, let's see. So that one we don't want signed, I think there's another,
That's what I was wondering, if there was a.
there's another one, is it on the back now? It's 11 by 17.
Well, you have it, Ed.
Um,
I think you have it.
I don't know. This looks like it's all the.
Yeah, keep going, it must be in the back.
Yeah,
No, those are all the same size.
yeah.
Yeah, I printed an 11 by 17.
This don't look like the
Is it in the file?
Oh, they didn't get put in there. no.
Yep, there it is. Yep, that's the one right there. That's the preliminary from,
Here's the DNR.
I put a copy of that in.
This is the one you need signed.
That's the one we need signed. This has to go to the county as preliminary. Will you guys send it there? Or do you want me to drop it off or?
Well, the only way we would send it would be email. If that were, do it,
I would think.
yeah, I mean, I can email, who do I email it to? Or do you want to
Probably
just take it down?
Sarah.
Sarah's done. She's not there anymore.
Laurel?
She went to Washington County.
Well, that sucks.
Yeah.
I think today was the last. I think maybe today or tomorrow is the
Today or
last
tomorrow.
day.
Might probably, it might be tomorrow.
As soon as you get to know someone up there.
Yeah.
That's what happens when you put someone.
I understand.
So are you,
That's too bad. They
Would you
lost a
feel-
good one there.
would you feel more comfortable taking it down
Yeah,
there?
that's fine.
Because I
Yeah,
don't
I can take
really
it
know.
up
So I just gotta sign.
Okay,
What?
That's what made the new one.
Well, it was approved March 3rd,
They just tell you, you don't even want to learn their name.
but you just want to do it today, that's fine.
Yeah, it wouldn't matter.
Yeah, that's too bad Sarah's.
Yeah, I agree.
I think the problem is their boss.
Yeah, that's what I heard.
Approved,
6-2.
6/2/21.
Tough one. I know they have a lot of rules that they don't even know that are rules. Like you can call us.
You need a motion on.
Should I, Yeah, but can I make a copy of this?
All the picture of those?
Approve the developers agreement, pending all the numbers, yep. Making a copy of it.
Was that this morning?
This is yours.
Okay. Thank you.
I have a copy in case they want to email.
Alrighty, we need a motion to approve the developers agreement pending of security bond.
I make a motion to approve the. What was all? what we were looking for,
Developers agreement.
Developers agreement, pending
Pending surety bonds.
security bonds, and anything else in there?
That's mostly it, I guess, because we got all the numbers for.
We just need the bond.
Just the bonds, okay.
Yeah.
Second that.
More discussion? All in favor, aye?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. So yeah, just let me know
I will. I would say it'll be next week, I'm
Yeah.
sure.
coming, right,
So,
I figured out why we don't want that turn lane on the other side. It's just like 200,
oh,
because the driveway's on that side of the road, like going to way right scale and stuff.
yep,
When they're trying to turn their thing, everyone's hitting
Ah,
the
yeah.
bypass lane and it's max, it'll cause an accident.
yeah. All right, thank you guys.
All right, well, you want to hear that?
To play baseball for all these.
Thank you.
Yep.
Good night.
Yep, for the work you do, the township.
All right, thank you.
new business consideration of that ordinance that we talked about at the amendment of chapter 10 for the building inspector. Any, discussion on that? Just kind of a cleanup thing. we need to do, so. If there is none, motions in order to approve,
Is it all just in that one amendment?
yeah, well, the whole,
I'll have you sign this.
we'll have,
I make a motion to approve the additions to chapter 10, section 73 and section 106 as outlined.
do I hear a second?
I'll second that motion.
Or discussion.
2110. 20.
Amendment to chapter 10.
For discussion? All in favor of motion, aye?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Next thing on our agenda is a list of license approval for liquor operator, tobacco, tubing, camping, salvage yard.
So I have all the license applications right here and all the bartender
Bartender.
license applications here. I think we have 54 bartenders. I summarized it all on the list like we always do. If you have any questions or you want to see something, I can show you here. I just didn't want to scan in this whole complete file,
Yeah.
because that's a lot.
Who made the steps?
All of these people that are bartending have turned in the class certificate, or they've turned it in to me last year and prior year.
Took a lot of work to pull this together. Then.
Yeah, I was making some phone calls on Tuesdays.
Wow.
I took these out on April 6th. And I was calling people on Friday and then again on Tuesday, but it's kind of hard sometimes because, well, there's new hires and
So,
like the golf course, they sometimes, they're not really open and going, and then they're hiring for summer.
So they all,
There might be some additions next month or maybe the month after, if there's people that are hired later or whatever, but this is what everybody turned in, so. The Legion is almost always exactly the same people, almost always.
as far as Hank's Bar, we had requested some things that they completed, and we are comfortable with everything that they've done to their
So-
departments.
He did fence in his patio. He has a fence around it. That
Okay.
was a condition of his license the time he got it transferred.
How about like the other ones, do they show their fenced in area and all that stuff? Where did we usually see that?
well, I just want to make sure they're.
It should be on the license, the boundaries.
Yes.
Area.
Yes, I'm putting the premise description on all the licenses. And if most of, like, all the premise description seems to be pretty much the same as the copy from the year before. So like, this one is not just a bar and cafe. The premise description is bar, okay. Bar, cafe, and fenced-in patio encompassing, can't read that word,
They just,
building structure. Something building structure, can you read
they just
that?
added a big volleyball court.
What was
Do we have them put if there's special requests for, like the burnout one? Is that separate than their license? Or we ask them to
the?
apply for that during the
I just put
license?
building structure.
The
What was
burnout,
that?
on T-buckets, like when they're burnout, special,
So when they do the special events, they come in, they get a special events permit for their burnout contest.
that's what I
Which
thought,
Yeah.
yeah.
I don't think they had last year.
I'm sure
because
they didn't
didn't
have
have the car show last year because they didn't. 'cause
Well, I don't
people-
know.
We're not asking for them to have any of their special events on their license, so.
No, the Legion has on their premise description,
These
bar.
barstool races.
So they get pretty detailed in some of their premises, which is good, maybe because it's where their alcohol beverages are sold and stored. So main bar, back office with basement under, back hall, includes porch, small garage, large garage, deck, porch, parking lot, star, outside ground, star, with notification for special events. So the Legion has gotten a special event permit before for different things. One was a bar stool race, and I don't remember the other one, but if they're gonna have some special event, then they come and get a, that is a free permit. Remember, Larry, it's a free. Isn't it free? And they just have to come and get it.
I think so, we don't charge, yeah.
Yeah. The one question I had was,
What is, Hideaway?
Hideaway says, premise description, campground property, including the concession, campground property containing the concession stand property and fenced-in area and the eatery building and fenced-in area.
There's a lot of ands in there.
Yeah.
So it's the building and the fenced-in area.
Only in the fenced-in areas around the concession and the eatery.
Campground property containing the concession stand property and fenced-in area, and the eatery building and the fenced-in area at the eatery, which was
Yeah,
that other place on the river that George owned. The golf course, that's a little different situation.
well, they do, because they
Theirs is,
They run around with
clubhouse, lower level cage. I think it says cage, lower level, these people, I can't read it right. Event center, lower level storage, beverage carts and halfway house. So they actually do have beverage carts
they do.
on the golf
Every golf
course,
course.
running around, serving booze on the golf course.
that's what they do when you go.
But that's what they put down and that's what they've always put down there. So,
one of the best summer jobs I've ever working on that part.
Yeah.
you need to fix?
Yeah.
Oh,
My daughter did that.
okay. So pretty much all of their, their things look pretty standard. If you, is there anyone else?
And they're all paid up, everybody.
Everybody's got
They
it.
don't pay for these.
No, but nobody knows this, supposes them, years
No.
ago, there used to be personal property and things.
No, everybody is
Is,
paid
we
out,
don't have that.
all of that.
There used to
Um,
be machines and all kinds of.
So,
Do you know with highway, is there something written into the number of events, special events they can have? Concerts?
I think there is
There is.
in the conditional use permit.
there's an old conditional use permit that was issued by the county with the previous owner, and if it's a campground and it stays like a campground, and it does talk in there about having, concert or music events or
And George
something.
had two events per year.
This was for Steve Montbrand, I believe, the original permit. So I don't know,
So I think there's four or five that they have during the summer. There's one last weekend, and there's 4 or 5.
Well, there's DJ almost every weekend. But since you called and said the music, it's been down.
Oh, okay.
good.
River's Edge is something, that's something else.
Yeah, yeah.
Cappers' radio has been turned down pretty good this year.
Okay, that's good.
So the junkyard has, 1, 2 here. Huh?
It's got a mess out front.
So the county
Craigslist
did,
for 3.5 mil.
county person called me and said that they had, taken some pictures that they have more than, they're not, the conditional use permit, they're not supposed to have things out in front. And that's for employee parking, and they have all this stuff out in the front, so,
That
they-
one, though, did he come in and we give him permission to have a couple used vehicles for sale off on the north lot?
But not as many as what's there right
Yeah, no,
now.
all the junk's supposed to be behind the fence area.
Yeah,
So they might, have to clean that up or something, but that's more of a county issue than what we have going here with continuing, license, right? Unless you think it's reason to withhold the license.
No, we'll just deal with it on that after. Let the county do their thing.
any other questions?
Not very many of them are getting tobacco licenses anymore, as you can
That's
see,
all,
that's really gone down. Used to be they all got them, but not anymore.
Any other questions on any of the concession?
Approve all of them as presented.
I think so, that's how we usually do, I think.
I'll make a motion to approve all the licenses as provided.
I'll second that.
More discussion? All in favor, aye?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Transportation facilities, we did not have a meeting, we didn't think there's a reason to, they were supposed to maybe grind on weekend, but I don't know, I went down there today, I see they haven't started yet, so, if it wasn't this week, I suppose it'll be the first part of next week. So that's about all, there's no equipment issues or anything, so.
Not on the agenda, but I sent all you guys a text.
I didn't know that.
Jerry didn't get it.
No.
I sent it to everyone else. Well, Sandal sent me one this morning asking, asking me to forward a picture of a tree down on Twin Springs Road. I know the situation with Dave, so I sent it to Dave and Dave only. And the tree never got taken care of. Did they collect money down there today?
They collected money on Tuesday morning.
Tuesday, I would have thought. Today's-
Well, today
is
Yes,
Wednesday.
should have been yesterday.
Monday they were off.
When did you send the text?
I just sent it. So that's the
Did
picture
you
of the down
just,
tree.
you send me one?
When did the tree
Just
go?
just now.
When
Oh,
did
just
the
now.
He sent, must have went down last night.
The tree went down on the road last night.
Last night, I forwarded the text to Dave. Rumor has it that Dave's phone's. I don't know what the situation is with Dave's phone. But he never got the text and the tree never got taken care
Is it
of.
still on the road?
Sandal just went home and sent me a message stating the tree was still on the road.
Is it all the way across the road?
No, but it
Just-
maybe Tim
It's
should
quite a
fix
ways
it.
across.
Question, why don't you send it to both?
They were here.
Dave does that side of town with the plowing and takes care of more of that side. And they're supposed to be somewhat equals out there. He's supposed to have his phone on,
Yes. you
or at least
should have.
check it.
I think Wally was in the.
You know, if we don't take
that's
care of
kind
the
of a-
tree, maybe Tim could bring home a couple cones with him and put a cone on both sides, so no one
Yeah,
runs
I
into it
can-
tonight.
Yeah,
I can probably cut it off tomorrow morning if they're not there.
well, no, the guys can cut it off tomorrow, but
I'll take some cones and
take some cones.
It's not blocking the road.
No,
Yeah.
it's not completely across.
School
but
bus
it's not-
doesn't go down there.
So we'll let you guys deal with the Tim and his, or
Yeah,
the Dave and his
school
phone.
bus go down
Yeah, well, that's a personal thing.
Yeah.
We're not gonna bring that issue up here.
there. So the school bus, does it still turn around down there? Remember when we made that turnaround down there?
There's no kids down there no more that I'm aware of.
I don't think.
Yeah, but actually, as I think about it, I don't think there are.
Okay. Well, the school bus could get around it. the way it looks, but
I'll see if I can move it off to the side a little bit.
We had one of the maps too come in with, they're gonna remove a field driveway.
Yeah.
There was a couple other lots that people have changed driveways, but the other driveways that were stubbed in with the subdivisions, those still remain.
What do you mean they have two drivers? Where? Two drivers?
Well, then, they still have the old driveway stubbed in that they still use.
That's,
Wally just needs to look back, he'll see it.
who?
Wally just needs to look back on all the ones that, where people came in.
Well,
It's
how long-
within 6 months.
If you know where it is.
Yeah,
Or
let
him
us
when he
know.
comes
Send
out.
her a text.
Yeah, I'll let them know after that. Whatever. If there's issues,
Where are you
yeah.
pointing?
Just a couple of things.
That's the thing, we have to watch when they take up to make sure that they take out the old driveways and
Mhm.
seed them down and, follow up with inspecting them. There's just a lot of driveway issues.
There's always,
People wanna move them, oh,
what were you gonna bring up?
Well, I was gonna say Wally did a nice job with, was it Schmidt that did the culverts? They did a nice job on those 3 culverts.
Yes.
And it's nice to actually have what, right now they, overfilled them for backing down, and it's like speed bumps, and so traffic is a little bit slower on the road, which is nice.
They got a mark, right?
Yeah, I think there's something on there that says gravel on the road, so.
and the bill was like a little over, like was it 4,000 or something?
4,300.
45. So they started the park filters at the Parnell, and we didn't ever pick out a color. He wanted to know soon, like yesterday. So I
So we-
emailed you guys, and Tim
So
got
we
back a
picked out a
little
couple
bit later
colors.
than, I got
No, I
back.
like the green, like a tree in the roof and brown on the bottom, like a
And you said brown too, right?
Yeah.
Brown.
green roof, brown bottom,
You said brown and tan or green.
Yeah, or
green and
brown.
tan. Yeah,
but I like the green on the roof. and brown.
well, I don't think there's gonna be green on the roof, is there?
It's what it is, it's whatever it's gonna be the same color as what's in the front of our building,
Burnished slate,
burnished.
that
Well,
color
that'll be
that,
fine.
That's a brown.
it's
It's
kind
kind
of
of a
brown
brown.
and then a tan.
And a tan.
And then
Yeah.
white on the inside.
Well, the ceiling comes away, and then it'll be,
Did they do anything?
the gables on the posts will be
Yeah.
the same.
Kind of took a survey
They do
to the
anything
road
now?
guys.
Cleaning up.
Guys,
He called and he wanted to know. what
Well, the
they
trees
did,
are-
and he was like, "Do you wait till-"
I was gonna tell me,
I don't know.
get with the village. and-
So it's brown and tan. I thought it was a green.
No, I haven't talked to them. They were supposed to.
yeah, Gunther said that he would do what he could. They had to get to all the ball fields and all the sprinkler system things going, and then they would have a lot of time.
Are you talking about the tree removal?
Yeah.
Yeah, we need to clean that. It's very.
Do they have a skiddy?
What's that?
Do they have a skid steer?
I don't know what the village.
So I think
Jerry
it'll be
was saying,
um,
just or a pole saw, so the guys can cut a bunch of branches out.
Rob?
No, it was out there.
should've taken that.
Wally knows, and I got some of the other stuff.
Yeah, Wally.
There's wet spots between the driveway, between the parking lot and the shelter,
Shelter?
the actual standing water.
No,
And then there's standing water, on the one going out, there's another little spot.
Out there.
Right after it. So
no,
we should look at putting some more gravel.
Gravel no.
I think once they get the slab in, it's gonna be.
Yeah, once everything gets
Graded off.
graded.
Yeah. You know, there's these 2 low spots
Yeah.
that hold water.
Have you seen any of this construction though?
No, I haven't. I was out there last Friday.
Anything else? We've done through the agenda.
I have one more thing slightly. I got my new computer last week. It's nice, works good. Rob Whiteside was here on Thursday, a long time, and then, got the, secure VPN and all that working, and so there's a couple more things, not now, but, the on-site and off-site box is storage box for the backup is here. And I thought you said there was gonna be like a small monthly fee for the storage of the data off-site, but it's a lot cheaper than the other one that we were using. And he didn't think he included that in his original bid. And then, he thinks that we might have to replace this router in here. Because it's pretty old and there's it seems to be working, but he thinks that we should probably update it because it's, intermittent, or it's maybe not gonna work real great when you get far away from it. like if I get this thing, home and I'm working remote or something. It just seems to drop off a lot for like no reason sometimes, like I still have to do the unplugging and the plugging thing once in a while, which is kind of weird. So that wouldn't be too terribly expensive. And then the other thing is the desktop computer is nearing 5 years old. And he put that in, and he said after 5 years, pretty much time for a new one or update one. So he could clean it up, or he could look at updating it. So I'm considering that for maybe next year's budget, where it wouldn't be a terrible expense, but it's obviously something I use every day as a tool, and I can't have it go down. So if we're gonna update it every 5 years, everything kind of wears out, and things change. He thought it would be good to maybe do it this fall. He could possibly do it this fall or maybe in January. Got to have it for next year because we're having a lot of elections. I do all the labels for the absentees on the label printer, and I do all the list vote stuff. I can't be without it, so it needs to be functioning. So I can't have him come and well, if he comes, it's gonna have to be early in the year, I think, or this fall.
Did you have those kind of an off cycle, so you get the laptop once every 5 or 6 years?
So I
Yes,
probably really needed that laptop last year. But I only, didn't have any time last year it's been quite a long process. Getting it ordered, finding a date when he had to
Finding
get,
the computer.
well, he had to get,
Was an issue.
for the backup device, he had to get a hard drive storage, and he ordered it, then it was the wrong size, so then he had to get a different one. And it's more trying, and he's really busy because everybody's working remotely. So there's a lot of emergency calls, and I'm not an emergency, so I just, whatever you can get here is fine. Because my laptop was working for meetings, I just wasn't working remotely. So if I was to be remote, on vacation, sick, quarantined or whatever, it wasn't working, like I couldn't get the emails or anything, it wasn't working that way. But it was working for me here.
What'd you do with the old one then?
Oh, that's the other thing. He took it and he's probably gonna charge us, around $35 or $40 to destroy it and wipe it. He's gonna remove the hard drive.
I can run it over too.
He has something he does with he has some with the Department of Defense. He has the authority to like, I don't know what he does with it, wipe it, and then he takes the hard drive out and he does something else with it. I said, whatever you need to do, because there's, payroll, driver's, list vote, there's things not, like, you never know what's on there confidential wise, so he's gonna take care of that. It wasn't worth keeping.
No,
No, it's just the sensitive data that's on
Yeah,
there,
it just-
even when you think you wipe it yourself.
Correct, and another follow-up to the electronic, the fax machine is gone. I canceled so the fax machine, years ago, we needed to have a fax machine to plug into the voting equipment to transmit the voting results through the fax line, or through the phone line or fax line, and also it had its own phone line. Canceled the phone line, so that's gonna save the town money each month, because there was a line there. Basically, nobody faxes anymore, they all email. And so I asked the county if we had to have it for election for any reason, and there'd only be one situation where you might need it, and if that's the case, I can go somewhere and fax something, or the county can fax it for me. It's a hospitalized situation, most likely, like a hospitalized voter. But you can also do email. So she said there was nothing in the state law that said I had to have a fax machine. So then I unplugged it and all that. And then I called E.O. Johnson, that's who put it in, and they came and got it. And they're gonna wipe it clean and take care of recycling it, and they didn't charge us.
Sometimes the printer does faxes.
Our printer doesn't do a fax. No. I mean, if we wanted it to, the next time we lease a printer, we could probably get it, but at the current time, it scans and emails. But for the last I don't know how many
We haven't
years,
used that thing forever,
hardly at all, and
and it wasn't working as good.
it started where it would fax out, but wasn't faxing in.
Ian or something, anyway,
I read that owner's manual 3 times and I tried it, and then it was putting a line through and it's really old. It's 20-some years old. Yeah, people just don't use fax machines anymore. They mostly email.
So,
So that's gone.
also, I met with the consultant that the county had on broadband, we're trying to interview all. And I really didn't have anything to share, and he's trying to get information from Northwest Communication on their coverage, so I've asked him to share that with us as far as, but I think the township is pretty well covered with, when it comes to fiber. There might be some stuff in the kind of the northwest corner up there. Otherwise, we're pretty well covered. And then I had a meeting today, just so you know, more informational. They're gonna have a bridge dedication, and probably we'll be sending out invitations for the kind of the loop trail. That's gonna be August 14th and 15th. And it's possible they may have like the department, maybe the commissioner of transportation come, and the county board will probably be invited. They'll have a dance down there, and the fireworks that they normally have on the 4th of July, they will not be occurring in Stillwater on the 4th of July. That's going to be that weekend. So if you're thinking about going to fireworks in Stillwater on the 4th of July, don't go.
Yeah, because they canceled that last year. They were supposed to have that last year, I think. That all got.
We said like everything else, their fireworks vendor is having a hard time getting fireworks and staff to run them. So I said, I can't do that.
It's hard to get it. I've heard that. It's in containers here and there, you can't even get it. Can't get it delivered. Anyway, we've been through the agenda of this meeting.